Hello everyone, it's Bremilian. This is my first video, so please bear with me. Today I want to show you my process of how I create an original character that I'm gonna use in my upcoming manga series. So hopefully, this will help you too. Okay, so on the top left of the screen, you see a picture that says, Out of Nowhere. That is actually a design from one of my t-shirts, believe it or not. I actually drew this character from literally out of nowhere. So this will be the first time I actually draw this character in detail. I have no other designs of him other than the picture you see on the screen. So in other words, you will see me draw him to life, so to speak. First, I pick a pose that I downloaded from the Clip Studio website, or if you don't own Clip, then just look up some online. Then I turn down the opacity so I can draw over the model and set my sketch pen to the color red. It makes it easier for me to see the details, but use what you like. I know some of you would want to just draw using the ink pen right away, but I prefer sketching it first as it helps me make changes when I need to. You will notice that I sometimes take a peek at the original image. It helps me to remember how they looked. Draw a style that best suits your characters. I chose one that makes him look menacing. It's just something I learned in anime and manga. The way you decide what type of hairstyle they should have is based on how the characters should act in your story. So, I decided to go with a wild hairstyle and got some inspiration from a show I watched. Can you guess which one? Of course, I put my own flair on it, but you get the idea. Also, the body shape is entirely up to you on how you want your characters to look. I think it's pretty obvious that my story has something to do with pro wrestling, so most of the characters will have various body shapes. Now it's time to ink the design. I like to make my lines thick as it makes it look smooth. I used to draw with thin lines, but I noticed that it was a challenge to make the lines appear straight. As you can see, I saw something that bothered me, and I was able to fix it right away, thanks to the sketch layer. Remember to use your imagination and look up different things to give you inspiration. I am no expert, but I have been drawing for a long time now, and I can say that it somehow got easier for me to just create a random character. It's all due to a lot of practice. Quick note, I should have darkened the background first. It will help your eyes, especially if you are looking at the screen for a long time. It is always good practice to draw different types of face styles, eye shapes, and different body types. Next, make a skin layer and always make sure that your ink layer is at the top. I'll also make some more adjustments to the picture as I see fit. Again, I fixed some things I missed along the way. Now, add another layer for eyes and put that on top of the skin layer. Right after that, make a shine layer for the eyes, but place this on top of the ink layer. Now make a hair layer. As for the color, I kind of went with a color that I thought suits the look, so that's up to you. It also helps that I already had the color thought of from the first time I made the design. Don't be afraid to play around with the colors until you find what looks good to you. In time, new ideas will come to you much faster. Okay, next up is the clothes layer, and again, it's a good thing I had the color already from before. Think about what type of clothing everyone wears in the world you are creating. The clothes have to match the looks as well. Don't be discouraged if your designs don't look right the first time. Remember that the purpose of drawing the characters first is for your reference. It is just a way for you to use as a visual guide for each character's face reactions and different angles of the hairstyles you created. So always keep that in mind when creating a character. If you make a very wild and crazy hairstyle, you will need to know how it will look from different angles. Now make a shine or highlights layer for the hair. You have to figure out how the highlights will look on the hair. and make some adjustments according to the way the hair should be flowing. For the highlights, try to keep it simple, but it's all up to you. Then make a shadow layer and lower the opacity to your preferred shade. Adding shadows makes the picture stand out a bit more. Remembering where the light is coming from is a bit of a challenge for me, but somehow I manage. I am still learning new things about how to use the many features of Clip, but it's hard to keep track of all of them. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments of the things I might have missed. By adding shadows to the muscles, it adds the roundness of the shapes. I am not a pro at coloring, so instead, I prefer to color in cell shading. Next up is the side profile. As I said before, it is always a good idea to draw your characters from different perspectives. Believe me, it came in handy for me a lot, as there are times when I had to figure out how a character looks in certain angles. Well, hopefully you learned a few things that will help you figure out how to create your own characters. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. Let's all learn from each other and create something awesome. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time. Thank you.